Hey Lynn, we're at Fort Griffin, and behind us, the past is coming alive. Did you know that?
No.
There's a whole bunch of people in there that are reliving history. So let's go check out some of those and walk around and have some fun. What do you say?
But we're not reliving it.
We're not reliving it, but we're watching them pretend that it's being relived.
Got it.
A little bit cold out.
I'm glad I wore these shoes.
Hey Lynn, where are we going? This looks like the mess hall.
Hey, we're gonna go get some mess. Where's the mess?
Well,
Let's see what we're having
here's the
for
mess
lunch
hall.
today. Hey, oh, it's the same thing as last week.
these folks are chilling. Some more tables. And what's really nice while you're having breakfast is to stare at a coffin that's sitting on a table. So that's really nice. You can take a sip out of that if you want.
No thanks.
Show us the other side. 58.
Maybe they got some good stuff in the store.
See what they got in the storeroom. Okay, well, that's not working. What do we got? Ooh,
Hey,
some salted pork.
I think we're in luck.
Gimli will be happy.
Salted pork.
Basin for heating up some water.
No, that's your bathtub.
That's my bathtub. That's too small for a bathtub.
Hey, Howard.
So we're walking toward the center. Yeah. They march and drill and have parades and inspections in the middle here where that flag is.
Yeah, he was out at, what was the other one he was out at?
No, it was the Drummer Boy ice cream. That was really good. It's homemade ice cream. She's got the handmade shop. Must be candles and other things. That's nice. Drummer Boy ice cream. Daisy, come here. Give you some rubs. Yeah.
This month,
Good girl.
we had a Shih Tzu.
Oh, yeah.
Shih Tzu with us last year.
A carbine cartridge box like this.
Yeah, that area gets pushed back. The other issue is when you talk about South Texas, they encourage bandits along kind of the lower Rio Grande start raiding any kind of cotton trains going into Mexico. And granted, this can be literally 1859. We're sending troops there to suppress banditry 1861. Yes, we'll definitely give you gold and tons of land in Texas if you raid the Confederates.
So she had to take it for a while.
Okay.
Does he get nervous around with other people around?
He's not nervous about people. He just gets tired of having to stand still and behave and mind his manners. He starts rubbing on things around and pawing the ground. He just gets anxious.
Let me see.
Hey Lynn, look who's over there. What the heck?
That's a cow.
These guys were used in the 43rd Mississippi during the Civil War, if you can believe that.
Oh, they're gonna go.
What did you just say?
I said I would be terrified to get on a camel.
On one of those things, you mean?
Yeah, no way.
Where is it, right there?
Not happening.
I don't know, these guys, they actually
A horse, fine.
they actually rode them in the Civil War. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. A horse is fine. Not
Camel
that.
though? Wow, the freaking desert, Arabian desert. We're in Mississippi. Gil, what is this? Is this
I highlight, if you guys like to listen to a little bit of history,
Yeah, sure.
and you can stand 10 minutes of it,
Yeah.
because of this person here, which is my great-great-grandfather, my mom's side of the family.
Oh, okay.
In the 18, how old are you, sir? At the age of 11, you got 4 years on him. He's living in Taos, New Mexico, up in Las Vegas, New Mexico, with
wow.
that environment. His father is an officer in the Mexican military.
Okay.
And they're running gold and silver to and from.
What year was that?
18 and 40s. He
Okay.
finds that his father takes a couple of arrows on the escort for that purpose. No one else had arrows but the father, and the gold and the silver are gone. He goes back home and his brother says, go get some firewood. He says, go feed the mule. Make sure you take that wagon and harness the team. And you make sure you bring in. And he said, I don't have to take none of this. He says, I'm 11 years old. He called his cousin Placido and he says, Placido, tomorrow there's a wagon train coming through that going east. He jumped on a wagon at age 11. He ends up in Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh my God.
Age of 11. Would you run away from home right now at 15? Come on. Let's do it, man. Come on. I thought about it, but I didn't have, yeah. At the age of 11, 12, 13, 14, up until age 18, he's running messages. He's shining shoes. He's stealing oranges. He's living in the politic world of Virginia, Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
At the age of 18, he knocks on a door. Tafoya, what do you want? He says, Mr. Davis, Jefferson Davis, can you endorse me? He says, what's going on? He said, 100 men, they want to get on a cavalry saddle, a cavalry horse, and take an escort. He says, you know about that? And he says, Secretary of War
You bet he does.
endorsed him. It's
Yeah.
in his memoirs.
Wow.
He goes through the motions in 4 months. He's at Jackson Barracks in Missouri, and then he ends up in San Antonio, Texas. Boy, Tafoya, we got a deal for you. The 2nd Cavalry, Mr. Davis just bought 33 camels.
Wow.
You know the
Okay.
area? You know the area of Camp
I
Verde?
do. Yeah.
You know the area of Kerrville, Comfort, Center Point?
Yeah.
They had 33 camels on 1856. Granddad happened to be the 2nd Cavalry at Fort Mason, and they started working. Guess who was the commander at Fort Mason? Colonel Robert E. Lee.
Oh wow.
He talks about it in the regiment.
That's awesome.
The 14th Battalion, he's assigned to the 2nd Cavalry. And then here comes the Civil War. They had already done all the deeds with the camels, gone to every location, tried to move them. They had gone, and they decide, they say, you know what? Hey, Confederacy, you want the experiment? Here you go.
Okay,
You take
so
it
that's
over.
where it came from.
So the Confederate took the opportunity to become the 33rd Cavalry, working with the camels out of Camp Verde.
Okay.
So Granddad took off his blues, put on his grays. So do I stand on this side of the statue? Do I? I'm asking, do I?
Yeah.
Do I spend my Confederate money with you, or do I spend my Union
Yeah.
money with you? Do I say, oh, hang him?
Yeah.
Do I say, slave him?
Yeah.
Do I? Why should I? I'm trying to do a job for $13 a month. That's what he was getting paid. He becomes a Confederate soldier. Benavides, Colonel Benavides, guards from Laredo all the way to Fort Brown, Mexico, Rio Grande. He's assigned to Benavides Regiment. He's down there in Brownsville, smoking cigars, hollering at his primos, hey, primo, you got more tequila? We'll go there tomorrow. So he turns around and he deserts the Confederacy.
Oh wow.
He deserts him. He goes into Mexico. He calls for his family out of Bandera. And he says, yo, come down, man. Tequila's good, mama. Tortillitas, we got frijolitos. Hey, let's do it. So they go down there. After about a year or so, he comes back. Confederate says, Tafoya, where you been? You got a suntan and you got, like, you like tequila a lot more than you used to? He said, I've been out in Mexico. Why don't we reinstate you? The militia. We need the Confederacy. We're not gonna AWOL you. We're not gonna shoot you. We're not gonna hit you. We need militia. 1862. He honorably discharges from the government, and he goes, "Hey, Trevino." He says, "Man, I'm out of uniform now. What can I do? Will you hire me to work the camels? I've done it before." So he gets hired as a civil service guy working camels at Camp Verde, and he writes about it. He goes through all of this process. He gets in the wheel. Then he says, Bandera's not that far from here. Hey, Primo, how about we go to Bandera? He says, for what? They're running the elections for judge. He becomes one of the judges in Bandera. He says, man, now that I got that, now then I can sit anywhere I want to. I can drink it. And he goes, why don't you buy some horses from me? likes racing horses. They're all stolen anyway. He writes about this book. So then he relinquishes his position as a judge. And he goes on to San Antonio, and he goes on to Roma, and he goes on to New Braunfels, and he goes to Sabine. And he says, I can preach the word of the Lord. He becomes a minister in the wheel, setting up ministries. His story is phenomenal. His understanding. He's the only known Hispanic to have memoir during the Civil War in Texas.
That's Santiago.
Santiago. Yeah, you can take a picture of it and find it on Amazon.
Tafola.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And the name has been changed. It was James. You know the Hispanic Santiago James ritual, right?
Oh, okay. No, I'm not aware of that.
Santiago is Spanish.
Yeah.
James is English.
Yeah.
So they're sitting
okay.
in formation, and they go Tafol, and they spell it Tapoya, and then it was De Tafoya, and they sutured it. They chopped it up with an arm and with a hammer, and they cut it up with a skill saw. It was De Alta Mariano De Tafoya, coming out of Spain.
Oh, okay.
At Jews, the Moors. So
Okay.
in my my DNA, my history, our deep roots come from Jew, Spanish, Portuguese, and Native American.
And he's on your father's side.
Mom's side.
Mom's side. Okay. So
So
I've got
here I
a
am
Civil
today.
War friend that his patriot ancestor was in the 43rd Mississippi Camel Regiment. I'm like, how the hell they get down to?
Couldn't be. They never went to the 43rd Camel Regiment. Yeah, unless you have it documented. There was one camel in Mississippi. One camel. And Doug will tell you it's in Vicksburg.
Vicksburg.
Old Douglas was the name of the camel. Just type Google
Yeah.
Old Douglas.
I'm gonna look that up. Yeah.
Because he was a gift. He was a given. They were going to put his suitcase for the commander on that camel. And then he got
okay.
away. He got away during a skirmish. And the Union said, dinner?
You know what?
Hell yeah, brother. God done it. Let's get a little bit of that. Yeah. And put him in there
knock
with
that
some
one down.
fat belly.
One of the bodies out
You got the vibes, girl.
Morning.